Dear students, already previous class we detailedly discussed about the some important character features of translation. Now today we are going to discuss about the another remaining some important character features of the translation. Now let us, the ribosomes are acting as a cellular factories for protein synthesis. The ribosomes are acting as a cellular factories for protein synthesis. Dear students, ribosomes are of two types. One is 80s type of ribosome, second one is 70s type of ribosome. Okay, 80s type of ribosomes are present in all eukaryotic organisms. 70s type of ribosomes are present all prokaryotic organisms. And the 80s type of ribosome, 70s type of ribosome are having two subunits. 80s type of ribosome are having two 60s subunit and 40s subunit. That is two subunits consisting of 80s type of ribosome and 70s type of ribosome. 80s type of ribosome consisting of 60s type of subunit and 40s type of subunit. 70s type of ribosome consisting 50s type of subunit and 30s type of subunit. So by means one larger subunit and one smaller subunit. The larger subunit 60s and 50s, smaller subunits 40s and 30s. 40s and 30s. So anyhow, ribosome is one of the largest cell organelle, is always carry out protein synthesis. So is one of the cellular factories. Is one of the cellular factories. So this ribosome are having two subunits. One is a larger subunit, another one is a smaller subunit. This is a larger subunit. This is a smaller subunit. So when the smaller subunit encounters an mRNA, dear students, in this mRNA is always attached to the smaller subunit of ribosome. Already previous class we will detail discuss about the what are the important features of ribosomes. So this is a smaller subunit. So in this codon of mRNA is always attached to the smaller subunit of ribosome. This is a larger subunit. So this larger subunit of ribosome containing A site and P site. At the same time to be having to one larger long chain of polypeptide chain. Next coming to peptide bond formation occurs between the carboxylic group of first amino acid, that is COOH, and amino group of second amino acid. Amino group of second amino acid. So how to formation of peptide bond? Peptide bond formation occurs between the carboxylic group of first amino acid and amino group of second amino acid. Amino group of second amino acid. Dear students, generally the chemical structure of amino acid. So this is a carbon, and carbon is surrounded by hydrogen and carboxyl group and R group and amino group. This is a first amino acid, and now second amino acid are here. This is another amino acid, that is amino group and carbon and carboxyl group and hydrogen and any R group, that is alkali group. This is a first amino acid and this is a second amino acid. Okay now. So how to form a peptide bond? So dear students, this is a one chemical structure of amino acid. This is another chemical structure of amino acid. This is the first amino acid. This is a second amino acid. So the mid of the amino acid, that is carbon. Carbon is surrounded by hydrogen group, carboxyl group, that is COOH, R group, that is any alkali group, and amino group, that is NH2. So peptide bond is always formed between of the first amino acid of carboxyl group, that is OH, and second amino acid of amino group, that is H, that is H. So to be form of one H2O, that is CONH. CONH, this is a peptide bond. CONH, this is a peptide bond, and to be formation of peptide bond, and to be formation of one water molecule, to be removal of one water molecule. This is a peptide bond. So peptide bond is always formed in the first amino acid of carboxyl group, that is functioning group, that is OH, hydroxyl, and the second amino acid of amino group, that is hydrogen. So 2H and oxygen to be form of one H2O and one water molecule, removal of one water molecule, and forming of one peptide bond, that is CONH, that is CONH. One amino acid of CO and another amino acid of NH, that is peptide bond, that is peptide bond. So in this peptide bond to be formed between of the two amino acids, at the same time to be removed or to be dissolved of one water molecule, to be dissolved of one water molecule. So peptide bond is always formation of between of the two amino acids, at the same time to be dissolved one water molecule, Next coming to, so the ribosomes, mainly in which type of ribosome? 23S rRNA. 23S smaller subunit of rRNA in expressly shown in bacteria, also act as a catalyst along with the peptide transferase, for peptide bond formation. So in this enzyme are named as ribozyme. Ribosome is one of the largest cell organel, but ribozyme is one of the enzyme. Okay, now in which type of ribozyme? 23S rRNA. 23S rRNA are to be seen in bacteria to be act of catalyst, that is peptide transferase enzyme. So this enzyme are named as ribozyme. Ribozyme are present in prokaryotic cell of bacteria to be act of catalyst by means peptide transferase, expressly shown in 23S rRNA. Next coming to a translation unit in mRNA. This is a translation unit. mRNA is always to be act of translation unit and also as well as transcription unit. A translation unit in mRNA has a start codon AUG. So at 5 prime end, and stop codon either VAA, VAG or UGA at 3 prime end. In translation process, in this mRNA are having to starting codon, that is AUG, towards 5 prime end, and this is the starting codon or initiate codon or beginning codon, or stop codon or terminating codon, that is VAA, UGA or UGA or VAA, VAG and UGA, VAA, VAG and UGA. This is a terminator codon towards the 3 prime end. Next coming to, an mRNA has some additional sequences are not transferred. An mRNA is always additional sequences are not transferred. Only sequence of specific amino acid sequence. Only specific amino acid sequence to be transferred tRNA and then make some codons. And mRNA has some additional sequences that are not transferred and are referred to as untranslated region. Some of the codons tRNA containing anticodons. At the same time, mRNA to the presence of sensory codons. So sometimes in this mRNA, so to be external sequences in there not transferred. So in this region are named as untranslated region. Untranslated region are short form UTR. UTR. So in this UTR present both 5' end before start codon, 5' end before start codon, before the AUG, and 3' end after stop codon, 3' end after stop codon, 3' end after stop codon. These are the UTR region. UTR region is always present before the 5' end and after the 3' end. That is before the starting codon and after the terminating codon or stop codon. So next coming to for initiation of polypeptide chain. For initiation of polypeptide chain, so the ribosome binds to mRNA. The initiation of polypeptide chain. So in this initiation of polypeptide chain, that is tRNA is always bind to the ribosome, at the same time bind to the mRNA. For initiation of polypeptide chain, the ribosome binds to mRNA at start codon. At start codon, that is recognized only by initiator tRNA. That is recognized by only initiator tRNA. The first initiator tRNA only to be identified recognition of the recognition of the sense codon. Recognition of the sense codon. So beginning of the tRNA, that is initiator tRNA. So the first tRNA to be bring the one amino acid. So this amino acid to be coding of the sense codon. To be coding of the sense codon. Next coming to the polypeptide chain synthesis process from 5' end towards 3' end of the mRNA. The polypeptide chain synthesis is always processed from 5' end towards to the 3' end. So it is facilitated by the movement of ribosome. It is facilitated by the movement of ribosome. So in this ribosome is always moved towards 5' end to the 3' end, and one by one tRNAs are removed. One by one tRNAs are removed. First tRNA and second tRNA to be make a peptide bond. At the same time to be form a codons. Then after some time to be removed of first tRNA. Then after second tRNA and third tRNA, between of the amino acids to be form a peptide bond. At the same time to be form a codons. And the second tRNA to be removed. So those tRNAs are to be removed. At the same time ribosomes are moved one place to another place, exactly 5' towards to the 3' towards. So every time ribosomes move towards one codon distance. Every time ribosomes move towards one codon distance. One codon, that is 3 nucleotides. One codon, that is 3 nucleotides. So every time ribosomes move towards one codon, that is 3 nucleotide distance, and this process is called translation. Anyhow, in this protein synthesis process, to be utilizing 20 amino acids, that is to be utilizing 20 tRNAs. So to be making 64 codons, but 61 codons are sensory codons, 3 codons are stop codons. These 3 codons are not coding by any amino acids. Any amino acids do not coding the sequence. So each time a single tRNA to bring the only one amino acid. Only one amino acid. This is very very important area. So how many tRNAs and how many amino acids are utilized in this protein synthesis process? 20 tRNAs and 20 amino acids are utilizing in this protein synthesis. Finally, it will be form of 64 codons, out of which 61 codons are sense codons, 3 codons are stop codons. Stop codons. So finally, it will be involved in this protein synthesis. tRNA and mRNA. tRNA and mRNA. That is transfer RNA and messenger RNA. Okay, now this is about the process of translation. Okay, now thank you.